Hello, Mermaid. So today I want to review a tarot deck. And the deck I want to review is this one, Anne Stokes Gothic Tarot. So as we usually do, let's start with the little white book. Let me just adjust the camera, or rather the computer that sits on my lap, so that I can actually do things with my hands. Oh, come on, little boxy. Open up. This box likes to eat cards. So yeah. Here we have the little white book. I should probably go over who made this. It's Anne Stokes. I do assume that's an artist name. And it is published by Fournier. So for once, not Los Caribbean. Now, the little white book here is in a format that I hate. That is the ones that you just fold out like this. People, you can afford stencils. It's just irritating. It just makes it a hassle to go through this. So, but yes. And then we of course need to find the right language, which isn't always that easy when it doesn't have an index and is in this kind of format. Because there are, for this little pamphlet, there are a lot of languages. I see English. Perfect. Fortsatt engelsk. Yeah. Basically, what we have these basically little blurbs here about each of the major arcana, and small blurbs about the minor arcana, and I think that's about it. Yeah, that's it. You have a space for notes. This is not even the bare minimum. This is probably the worst little white book I have ever seen. It's just... So be advised, if you're going to get this one and you don't know how to read the tarot, get a book for it. Not that the little white book will get you very far in either case, but that one there is just tragic. It just... There's no spreads, no explanations, no nothing, just these little blurbs, and the format of the book is atrocious. So yes, let's get into the cards. Because here we have the Fool. Show you some of these. Magician. As you can see, it bases itself on having the name in 4 different languages. That is something that can be irritating. And you can't trim these cards because, as you can see, the names are inside the borders. So yes, the artwork though is very, very pretty. The symbolism is simplistic, but for the most part it fits sort of with the whole Rider-Waite theme, sort of. I still have the feeling that here they have rather chosen images that sort of fit, rather than making something particularly for a tarot deck. But for the most part it works, though some are a bit dubious, like this one. The Chariot. I do like these borders and the whole feel of it. I have, however, seen some of these artworks on various forms of fantasy-themed t-shirts and such, so I am pretty sure they were not made for this tarot. These are the backs of it, and I hate it. I really, 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 really hate it. Look at that. Anne Stokes Collections. It just says this is supposed to be a novelty item and nothing more than that. Other than that, I mean, the grey background and such would have been nice if it hadn't been for that logo. That really, really ruins it, and of course it is not reversible. Also, the card stock quality is atrocious. Absolutely atrocious. These will not last very long, unless you are very, very, very careful with them. Here's another dubious one. The Hanged Man. Why is the Hanged Man a Gorgon again? And where did the symbolism fit? So it's sort of like they have decided, okay, we have all these images on stock. Let's just try to find something that fit with the tarot. And when they find a card they don't have a good match for, they just think, oh, let's fudge it. Yeah. So I don't really see this one for the tower either. This is probably not a deck I would read a lot with, because while some of the symbolism fit, like this one is perfect for the moon, absolutely perfect. This one is very odd for the sun, so it's sort of, yeah. That decks generally are so much better when artwork has been made with the particular goal in mind of making a tarot deck. Now, I'm not going to show you all of the minor arcana for the reason that it's not fully illustrated. Let me show you some examples. Ace of Cups, I think. Yes. Two of Cups. Three of Cups. Four of Cups. I hate this. While the pips here are better than than a lot of things when they just, for example, have where they just basically have it looks like regular playing cards. It's pretty. It's still not fully illustrated. The court cards are though. And as you can see, the deck have this dark gothic vampire theme. But again, it's sort of, some of the artwork fit very well, some of it doesn't. This guy is hot though. Pentacles. Let me just show you a couple from each suite and the court cards, since the suites are basically not fully illustrated, it's just the same thing. Here are the court cards. There's Ace of Swords. I've seen this image so many places, it's just picked. And it doesn't really fit. Swords and feathers, at least it goes with the air theme. Swords, swords. And here we have some clubs. This is the court cards for swords. I was so looking forward to this deck when I heard it was coming out, but basically, if what you are looking for is a nice deck, just a collection of cool fantasy art, darkish fantasy art, then you'll get 78 of those arts here. So, and if you are a fan of this brand and so on and so forth, then you might want to get it. If it is for divination, I wouldn't really recommend it. I just bought a necklace with this this drawing in it. But yes, we are now with wands. They're sort of cute, but still not fully illustrated. And I got a necklace with this one too, or rather I think I bid on it and didn't win it. But anyway, this one. Let's go through the cards. So yeah, they have just basically taken artwork from their catalog, smushed it together into a tarot deck, and they have shown some care because some of them have very good symbolism, but yeah. So basically, let's go through some good points and bad points. Good points. The deck are pretty. There's a lot of nice, pretty Gothic imagery, and if what you are looking for is a nice Gothic collector's item, and to get some of these images, then it's the thing for you. Negatives. Cardstock quality is horrible. The minor arcana is not fully illustrated, but while pretty, still just basically pips. And I have just picked symbols from a catalog rather than painting things directly to match a tarot deck. So yeah, there's one thing that might be a positive for some of my cartomancer ladies out there. These cards are relatively small. Let me just stretch and get one of my other decks, and I'll show you. Here we go. Let's just grab a card here. Oh, it's a title card. Well, it'll do. Gotten some dirt on it too. As you can see, it's quite a bit smaller. And I know a lot of ladies are having a problem with basically cards being uncomfortable to shuffle because they're so big. So if that's an issue, then of course this is a plus. But if what you're looking for are a small tarot deck to match your small hands, then I would just get a mini version of one of the more established decks, because this, quite frankly, is crap. I will give this deck, 4 out of 10. I mean, the artwork is pretty, but it's just a novelty item, especially when you think about that thing on the background, on the back of it. It's a novelty item where they've just taken some of their stock artwork and shoved that onto the deck and called it a tarot. And done that on very poor cardstock. That just isn't good enough. Let's see if I got that. I guess if you're a tarot collector, there might be something in it for a novelty deck thing, but I would say stay clear of this one. It's not worth it. It's not good. And that is my review of Anne Stokes Gothic Tarot. It's a big disappointment. Hope you all have a great day, and blessed be.